This is Scott Spears, and I'd like to welcome you to another edition of The Exchange, joined this week by Matt Morgan and Heather Conley. Matt, good to be back for a little more than a year now.
Yeah, it's good.
And Heather, good to have you back this week.
Good to be here.
I think you'll be a little more argumentative this week.
We'll see.
It's
Maybe.
you have to work your way into that. But if anything we say is an annoyance to you, just feel free to jump right in there and let somebody know.
Okay.
Okay. Now, we do need to let everybody know that right off the bat, we thank the Marion Star because we're taping this on Wednesday, May the 15th. And in the Wednesday, May the 15th edition, they did a very nice article chronicling, what am I saying?
Chronicling.
Yeah, why can't I say that? Chronicling. There we go. They covered it, is what we want to say. They covered my trip to WrestleMania. We thank them very much. Color picture too, that's what you want. There's Carrington and Jimmy Hart and myself, and then there I am at the podium at the Hall of Fame. I think it's an interesting article. I hope people read it. I think it's a hopeful article. And the headline is Scott Spears' WWE induction experience may be the icing on the cake. There you go. Matt, you've read this. What do you think? Chronicling.
I have not read the whole thing.
I thought I was having a stroke.
I read like half of it in line at the Dairy Queen today.
Oh yes.
I basically just read the portion, like the front portion, the first portion there. But it's good. I think that as far as you said it being motivational, I think that's probably true. You tell people to like go after their dreams, so that's always good.
And people say you can't do that in Marion, and I think it's important that you do go after your dreams.
I'd agree. I think that like I don't know why people think you can't do things for Marion
because they're money driven. They're money driven, and can't is their favorite word. I think I talk about this in the article. That you cannot have money be a driver for you. If money's your driver, you're going to fail.
I don't know about that.
People who want money usually don't know how to handle money.
I don't know. I think that rich people probably like money. I think they probably want money. I don't think if you're rich, you probably don't know how to spend money. But I think rich people probably want more money. Corporations are a good example. You tell me there's ever a corporation that's just out there like, oh, you know what, we just don't like money all that much, but yet we stockpile it and charge lots of.
Well, I don't think a corporation's a person. The only people who've ever said that's the Supreme Court.
People own corporations.
Yeah. Well, you understand that, but I don't understand where you're driving at with this.
So, like, I would disagree. I think that.
With which part?
You had said that I think people who want money oftentimes don't know how to handle it, which I would say is true sometimes.
Yes.
But I would think that
corporations go bankrupt. What else you got?
Corporations get bought out more often than go bankrupt.
Oh, and those are those kind of slimy Wall Street deals where then you end up on a trial. You end up at a trial in New York, and your lawyer's testifying against you, and it's a whole thing. Just when you thought everything was going great. And then it all falls apart. But that's the way it goes. What do you think, Heather? Do you think you go for your dreams, or do you go for the money?
I think you go for your dreams because I have met very rich people in my life who were incredibly unhappy.
That's right. Everybody thinks that money is going to bring you happiness, and that just isn't so.
Yeah.
Once you get there, then you're sort of unhappy.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people are unhappy because they've hit that point with money, and then they say, well, now what? But if you're chasing your goal, if you're chasing your dream, then you don't run into that problem. You just keep on chronicling what's going on throughout your life. Chronicling. Now we're fine. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. I don't think that.
Speaking of inspirational moments in life, there was a commencement speech at OSU this year. Fascinating thing. The person who was chosen to speak was a man named Chris Pan. Now, he's somewhat wealthy, and he owns a jewelry company. I believe he's out of California. But he gave a speech that nobody seemed to like. He sang some songs, he did a magic trick, he talked about Bitcoin, they booed him. People are calling it the worst commencement speech in the history of commencement speeches. And then 2 days... Well, I learned this actually the other day, that he went to LinkedIn before the speech and said that he had used ayahuasca, a psychedelic, while he was writing the speech. And there you have it. So, what went wrong here?
I think he wrote the speech on psychedelics. I think. Yeah, I think.
No, but he's saying this little light of mine at the speech. Isn't that what you wanted at commencement?
No.
Well, I don't know.
I
Everybody knew the words.
I think that what had happened was he took these psychedelics and thought that he could make this commencement thing like a whole musical, okay? I think that he thought this was going to be like, some high school musical thing, but it just didn't work out that way, because it's not how that works.
So you're saying psychedelics are bad?
I don't know much about psychedelics, if I'm being honest with you. I know that in California that they are doing research on legalizing them for like therapeutical use for like anxiety and things.
Well, okay.
So I mean, apparently there's worse things, I'd say, but I don't think you should be. I think this was a bad way to go about it.
But I don't think he thought it was a bad speech. So you gotta... we think it was a bad speech, possibly. By the way, you can watch the whole 17-minute thing on YouTube. I don't think he thought it was a bad speech.
I don't know. I didn't hear the speech, but...
Well, what kind of homework are you doing? You got to know these things. This current events.
I didn't think we were going to talk about this again.
Well, of course we were. Heather, what do you think? Do you think that being on psychedelics when you write your commencement speech for 12,000 people is a good idea for a major university?
Probably not. Probably not. Probably should be clear-headed when you do that.
Why do you think somebody would do that? I mean, this guy has to be somewhat smart. He's got a degree from Ohio State. He's a successful businessman. Why would you do that?
Either because you really like psychedelics and it's something he did regularly, or he felt like his speech wouldn't be good enough, so he wanted to amp it up.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is that the way to amp it up, psychedelics?
Add some
No, but
creativity
he thought it
in there.
was.
See, I think talking to somebody else who maybe writes a good speech might be a way to amp your speech up.
Yeah.
Giving it in front of a group, saying, what do you think of this? Not necessarily doing it while you're on psychedelics.
Yeah, agreed.
So maybe he took a wrong turn somewhere along the line. But if you...
I think the wrong turn was the start.
Well, see, but if you want to know more about this, I did do an interview with this man. I taped it on Monday, and it will be out eventually. It's just been a busy week. So I have an interview with Chris Pan in which we discussed this entire thing in great length, why he did it, what he thinks of it now, why it happened the way it happened.
Oh, good.
So you'll hear from Chris Pan on this station just as soon as we can fit him in. So what do you think? You're looking forward to that one, aren't you?
Oh yeah. I'm interested to see what I want to know the thought process behind this.
I talked to him for an hour, and we went through everything.
Well,
we went through it.
We covered it all.
We covered it all.
I'm excited.
I remember asking him in the interview this is sort of a paraphrase because obviously I didn't, transcribe it down, but I did ask him at one point what do you think of people who think, you're kind of, a hippie, peace and love, out there, that sort of thing. So you'll hear that answer.
I didn't know people still thought of people as hippies. I'm not going to lie to you.
Oh, they do.
When
you're on the psychedelics, that's what they tend to
Nowadays,
think.
there's like different kinds of hippies too. There's like the younger hippies and like the older hippies, and they're different.
Well, that's a good transition because when it comes to age, a new study out has shown that 1 in 2 Americans feel they are out of touch with pop culture and things going on, and that after the age of 39, you are not cool anymore. So that's it. Once 39 hits, it's over. You're not cool anymore. And half of Americans feel they're out of touch with pop culture and everything going on around them. So, what do you think, Heather?
So in 2 years, I won't be cool anymore?
It's nothing you can do about it. 39 hits and it's over. No more cool.
I think that's a beautiful thing. My 20s were a disaster. I would never want to redo them. And I don't care about being cool, I guess.
Really?
Yeah.
What is cool? What's the definition of that?
It depends on who you ask.
Well, I think cool generally here probably means with the times, dressing with the times, you know,
Okay, yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah. Matt knows what cool is.
Does he? I don't know about that.
I mean, typically people who are seen as.
I don't think just because you're under 39 means that you're cool.
Once again,
Yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know that after high school people were calling people cool anymore. Like it's
True.
just like I don't know. I feel like after high school people just don't care.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no, people care. People care.
I've never looked at somebody and said that guy's cool right there.
No. But you say it in a different way. You might not use the word cool, but you say I like that person. I don't like that person. That person's doing something I admire. Like.
Well, I mean, I think like
It's just different terminology.
in school, typically like the cool kids per se are the people who have the nicer clothes and things like that. So you don't want to like a lot of the times you don't even have to know them. You'll just see them and be like, those are the cool kids. Like those people are cool. And there's a difference between liking somebody and like there's a lot of people you like that aren't cool.
But isn't cool subjective to you?
I guess
Yeah.
I guess it depends. I mean, in cool in being in terms of like if we're talking cool as in popularity, then no. If you're popular, then you're just kind of cool.
See, I don't know. I'm a little fearful because 39 is a few years away, and
28 forever. Remember.
28 forever. Never go beyond 28. But I feel that it's a little nerve-wracking to think that you won't be cool anymore because this is an important thing to a lot of people.
Once again, after high school, didn't worry about it. I don't know.
I thought after high school it was about like paying your bills and surviving.
Yeah, I think people got bigger things to worry about nowadays.
I don't know. I think it depends on who you are.
cool.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think people can do interesting things with their life that you say, well, that's cool. That's cool that you're doing that. I hear people say that all the time.
Okay.
I heard somebody say that today. Somebody said, oh, you're in the newspaper? That's cool.
So you're cool.
Done.
I think they're using cool. See, cool is one of those words that it's like an umbrella word. Like cool is used to mean like popular, but also used to mean like neat and things like that. I'm like usually I'm like
Neat?
Yes, as in like that's neat. As in like you were in the newspaper.
Oh, you mean
that's
neat. Like, oh, okay. I thought you meant like clean.
No.
Yeah, I was confused. I didn't know that cleanliness had anything to do with cool.
No.
I hope it does. But well, what about the other part of this that maybe is more important, that 1 in 2 people feel out of touch?
I don't know. I think that a lot of people tend to I don't know, overthink things or something like that. I think that I don't even know how to describe it.
Well, people are speaking their own language, so I think most people probably are out of touch.
I mean, not that many people.
Why do
speak
people
the
use?
slang.
Well, I don't understand why people use slang. To be
because
honest
it's
with you,
just faster.
but not when you get older. It's not. People stop using that. They're not so slangy, and you know that people know that they're using it because in certain situations they don't use it when they know that people aren't going to get it.
People use slang because they want to be a part of something, I think.
Right. I think it's a
Yeah.
very trying to be cool.
I don't know, cause like I use slang at work sometimes. Like I think that I didn't even know were slang per se. I was talking to my boss one time, and I don't remember what we were talking about, but I said, "That's what's up." And he said, "What?" And I said, "That's what's up." And he was like,
Let's bet English
"I don't
first
get
of all.
it." he's like, "I don't know what you mean."
The man's a week away
So
from retirement.
I had to explain to this man what "that's what up" meant, or "that's what's up."
Well, he's a week away from retirement.
What about it?
Well, did you think that he was going to know that terminology? I mean, get a little closer to your own age.
I didn't think it was terminology. That's the thing. I was just like, I thought that was just like a commonly known thing. I didn't know
Well,
it
what
was
was he
terminology.
saying? I mean, that had to be a reply to something.
We're probably just talking about him getting something done, or like we don't have to do something anymore, or like I don't know, something like that.
So what if you knew that there was going to be some conflict there? Why didn't you use a word like "gotcha"? That's cool.
Because it was more like a
Bet he would have got that.
no, that's what's up means like that's good. Okay.
Does it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know.
That's
Well, I
what
don't know
that
why you're
means.
throwing an extra word in there.
That's what's up. I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
just say that's good.
No.
Done.
It just sounds better. I think
Do
it
you
just
use this
sounds
terminology?
I've said that before, yeah.
Okay, but what? So is that cool?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. There's some words you use sometimes. I have no idea what you're saying.
Like what? Give me one.
I don't know. We went through them one night. Remember, we went through the whole thing.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah, I
yeah.
remember though.
Oh, you did whack. That's whack.
Oh,
But you said whack is good. See, I thought whack would have been bad.
I thought whack was bad.
That's what I thought.
No, so like, I mean, that's whack is more like just like, I don't like, that's interesting, not average.
See? If you were told you were whack, you didn't realize it meant you were interesting.
In my generation, it meant bad. Yeah.
Bad. And you say something else and I can't think of it and it would take too long to remember it. But there's a word you use. I know what you're saying, but it just sounds weird to me. It's like, it's not like playing a trick on somebody or something. Well, you say it in a weird way.
What?
Yeah. It'll come to me eventually. It's just not slipping in yet. But so are 50% of people out of touch?
With pop culture? Probably, I guess. I think I am.
So you don't know, like, who was on The Bachelor and...
Oh, I didn't know that was pop
Taylor
culture.
Swift stuff?
See, so if that's if that's pop culture, I'd say it's probably more than 50%. I'm gonna say that like 80% of the world is out of touch with pop culture. I feel like if you know everything that's happening with pop culture,
I know what's going on with Taylor Swift.
You've probably been on social media too much.
No, I just know because I do this show. So I know all about Taylor Swift. I know where she is and what she's doing. I know that she was on Jimmy Fallon's 10th anniversary last night.
I don't pay attention.
I bet the
to
ratings
Taylor
went right
Swift
through the roof.
I don't pay attention to Taylor Swift.
There's something fascinating about her.
She ruined
that
football.
Well, I don't know about that. In any event, I think it's interesting that 50% of people feel out of touch. You say the number is more.
Yeah.
And you feel this is right.
Probably.
It's interesting. This is a leftover topic from prior to Mother's Day, but I think it's interesting. Comedian Amy Schumer says that she used to describe, or she does describe, her own mother as loving, narcissistic, and inconsistent. And since she has had her own children, she finds that now she refers to herself in the same terms. So now it's not so much of a negative toward her mother because she feels she's the same as her mother. She feels she has become her mother in an interesting way. Now, the only mother here, what do you think? You think that, would you refer to your mother not only in loving terms, but also with some defects?
Oh yeah, nobody's perfect. Narcissistic is a very heavy word that we use a lot nowadays to describe people. I think maybe what she's trying to say is that her mom struggled to like care about her own needs and also care about her kids, and sometimes it's a back and forth. And
I think by and large, though, people are narcissistic.
it does seem like a lot of people are. Yeah.
If you ask people, they will tell you they'll do anything for other people. They'll tell you they'll be there for you. But in general, they really won't. They really are more for self-happiness, self-will, and it's really very narcissistic on the whole.
Yeah, just like when something bad happens, what do people always say? Please let me know if you need anything.
No, they ain't
do
coming.
they ever mean it?
No, they're not coming. They just say that, I don't know, to pacify themselves, I think.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matt?
I mean...
Well, have you seen yourself in your mother?
Yes.
Have you seen your mothering skills in what your mother did?
Yeah. There are a lot of things about me that are different, but there are a lot of things that I'm like, oh yeah, that's her.
Is that shocking to you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
What else?
Well, I don't know. I mean, is it good that you see these traits in yourself or bad?
Both. Definitely some of my reactions I think I learned from her that are not good. But what she came from, the fact that she was able to be a mother at all was amazing. So, yes, I see some things that I'm like, oh, that's not good, and it carried over into me. But
well, I think who are you going to learn it from?
Right.
It's your mother.
Yeah.
You're around her a lot. So what do you think, Matt?
As far as picking up the skills
traits that are in your parents.
I think you're probably bound to pick up traits from your parents, because, I mean, like, I mean, you spend most of the time around them, up until, like 20 years on average or something like that. So, if you live for somebody with 20 years, you're bound to pick up some of the habits that they have, especially if they raised you. You were small and you watched them do this your whole life, and then now you probably just do it subconsciously. You might not even realize you do it.
Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that on the whole.
How so?
Well, I don't.
I would say there's a lot of research to back this up, so...
Oh, you want to look at polls all of a sudden? No, I don't think that that's necessarily true because I don't think that I had any of the traits that my parents had. Matter of fact, there was a thing out here, the fruitcake toss that we did back in December, and I can't remember exactly what the quote was, but I just found out recently that one of our listeners was at that event who found out that my mother was there and had went up to her and said something nice to me, or nice about me to my mother, and I wasn't around, and my mother, I don't know, kind of just poo-pooed it, that I wasn't all that nice. Now that's my mother. Now think about that. The people listening like me better than my own mother. Now think about that.
You're kind of doing the same thing she just...
No, I'm just telling you the truth of what happened at the fruitcake toss.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that a lot of people do that.
You think?
Yeah.
Your mother wouldn't do that. Your mother's very defensive of you.
I don't know. My mom, maybe in public, but then, she'd be hating on us a lot. And,
No, your mom comes to your defense many times.
She hates on us. Don't let her.
Well, she might in private, but in public, if she's like my mom in public, just goes right out and...
Oh my goodness.
Your mom wouldn't do that.
My mom wouldn't do that either.
My mom would.
That's fine.
It's fine. I mean, she can do it. I mean, that's her business. But I'm just saying, I don't think I picked up any traits from her. Just different.
I mean, I don't know anything about your mom, so I couldn't try to point out a trait for you, so...
Well, no, I'm not asking you to point out. I'm just telling you that's the way it is. I think I would know.
I don't think you would. That's why I said you might not even know.
Well, how do you know and I don't know? You just said you have all this research to back up that you are like your parents, and you're telling me I don't know if I'm like my parents or not?
Yeah.
Well, I've known my parents longer than you've known yours, so I think I know.
When you develop something like a habit subconsciously, you're not actively thinking about doing it, or I don't know. Sometimes something is as small as how you pronounce words.
That's not a habit, though.
I don't know.
Pronunciation is not a habit.
I mean,
Like if your father has a lisp and you have a lisp, I don't know that means that you're picking that trait up. I think it's probably more of a genetic thing.
So I don't know.
You have blonde hair, your mom has blonde hair. You didn't pick that up.
But a lisp and pronunciation could be different.
But I think a lisp you can't get away from.
Right, yeah.
You can't fix that.
Yeah.
But pronunciation, I don't think you can really fix that either. If you think it's like library, that's probably what you think.
Usually it stays ingrained.
Yeah. But I don't know that you picked that up from them. That was just the environment you were in. I'm talking about traits, like narcissism, inconsistency, being on time, traits.
I think that, obviously you're gonna have the case where that's not the thing, but I would most of the time I would say that you take traits from your parents as per like they're the ones who raised you, and yeah, like you said, they could even be inherited traits, but either way, like a lot of things that people do, for instance, when my dad tells a story, a lot of the times he will rub his beard for whatever reason. It's just a thing he does. I don't know if he even knows he does it. But when my brother tells a story, he does that now too. And it's because we grew up watching my dad do that for every story he ever told, essentially.
Huh.
Right, but I think that's a mannerism. I don't think that's a trait.
What's the difference?
A trait is something you're aware you're doing. If you're being narcissistic, if you're being inconsistent.
I don't think that
if you're late.
I think if you told a narcissist that they're a narcissist, they would disagree with you.
Oh, I don't know. I think they disagree with you because they are a narcissist. That's the whole point of being a narcissist. Tell you you're wrong. It's like people who are argumentative. They know they're argumentative, and they're still going to argue with you about it. But they know it. They know they're argumentative.
No.
Listen, once you're throwing the plate at the wall and it's shattering, you know you've thrown the plate at the wall. You know you've had a moment of anger. Even though maybe you wish you hadn't done that, you still did it. Don't you think, Heather? Mannerisms are different. You know, like that. I mean, that's just out of the blue.
I think I'm stuck on how you said narcissists know that they're narcissists. I don't know.
Oh, I
Think they do?
Yeah. I think they do. I think the people who are around them might not know it, and that's why they're around them.
I think it's the opposite.
You think? Do you think the narcissist really doesn't know that they're being narcissistic?
God, if they do know, that's even worse.
I mean, what would you say is a foremost trait of a narcissist?
They only care about themselves.
And you think they aren't aware in life that they're only buying food for themselves and they're only looking out for themselves? They're aware of that. Now, they might not call it narcissism,
Right.
but they know it.
I think in their mind, I don't know, somehow I think it makes sense to them that it's all about me. It's about, like, I think it becomes a survival type of a thing, maybe, for them.
But I don't think all narcissists are narcissists. I think sometimes people are mislabeled.
Probably.
Maybe they're just fearful, and that's why they're acting that way. Or maybe they have some kind of psychological disorder.
Yeah.
I think a true narcissist knows if they're a narcissist or not. Like somebody who thinks they're the greatest, or who thinks that they look the best, they know that that's narcissistic. Now, they might not want to say it because that sounds bad, but they know it.
I don't know.
Do you think you're argumentative?
Like we've had this conversation before. I do like to argue. Arguing is
And
fun.
you know it. You're aware of it.
Yeah, but you also said that if you told somebody that they like to argue, they'd disagree with you because they didn't just but no, I brought up many a time that I like to argue.
Yeah, but there's certain people you don't argue with, I notice.
Who?
Well, there are people you don't argue with as heavy.
Your mom.
You pull back.
Oh, I argue with my mom. You best believe I argue
Now,
with
is that
my
something to
mom.
be proud of? Now, that's a little narcissistic.
No, I love to argue with my mom. It's good. Good stuff.
Why?
I don't know, it's fun. Entertaining.
Well, here's something that's entertaining. Actress Kate Hudson recently said, in an appearance, I believe, on the Howard Stern show, that she can see dead people. Actual dead people. She sees them.
I think she's crazy.
Well, see, there you go. What's your real opinion on that? Slide in there. She's crazy because she sees dead folks.
Yeah. I don't think you see
We're
dead
getting close
folks.
to Memorial Day. Why not talk about it? Have you ever seen a dead person?
As in, I've seen
As the non-living. As in the non-living.
I've seen a corpse as
No, not a corpse.
like
I'm
a
talking
funeral.
about dead people.
What's the difference?
Walking around.
Like a zombie.
I don't know.
Or are we talking like ghosts or spirits?
Ghosts.
Okay.
2 minutes.
No, I have never.
Okay.
Seen one.
Ghosts? The non-dead? Or the dead?
We could talk about this for a
Not
long
dead.
time. So, when I was a kid, so many things happened. I never actually saw something, but I heard and things moved and stuff. But I don't think it's... I don't know, maybe it's ghosts or maybe it's demons that are, portraying that they're dead people. That's a whole nother thing. We could go into scripture with that. I don't know. Definitely the spirit world and that stuff is real, 100%. No doubt.
So there are dead people around.
I feel like that's such a thick question.
Well, have you ever seen a dead person?
No.
No, okay. But you feel they are around.
There's something. Whether it's a ghost or the demonic, yes, there's something, yeah, for sure.
See?
100%. I could tell you so many
Well,
stories.
yeah. So I don't disbelieve in
Well, it
ghosts.
sounded like you did.
No, I don't disbelieve in ghosts. I just disbelieve that this lady can see ghosts.
Well, how do
There's
you
a
know? You're not
difference.
in her eyes.
You're right, but people don't see ghosts. It's just like that.
You know what? It's Halloween, so we're going to come back and talk more about ghosts and goblins right after this quick but important time. Hey, Scott Spears back with you for the second half of this week's edition of The Exchange with Heather Conley and Matt Morgan, talking about the story recently that Kate Hudson was on the Howard Stern show and said that she saw dead people or can see dead people. And Matt said that was crazy, and Heather said that they're about. So, what do you think?
I mean, like I said before, I do not disbelieve in ghosts. I do believe that there are ghosts. I don't like I said, I don't think that people. I don't think.
So,
that
what do
people
you think
see
the ghosts are?
He just doesn't think people see them.
I guess spirits.
Yeah.
Oh, of the dead.
Yes.
Okay.
I've seen pictures that people close to me have taken, and there's like something in the background, and it's like a person that wasn't there.
I mean, like there are interesting things that have happened, but I've never seen anything. Like one time we had I think 2 quads, and we were driving. It was just when we were kids, we were riding the lawnmowers, and like I said, I think it was a quad around the woods, and then we got to this part of the woods, and then both of the quads shut off, and both of the lawnmowers shut off. And
all at the same time?
All at the same time. We couldn't get them to turn back on, so we had to push all of them back up to the garage.
Wow. Like an energy field or something.
Couldn't it just be a coincidence?
That all 4 of the vehicles shut off at the same time, and all 4 vehicles wouldn't turn back on?
So you would chalk that up to...
I mean, my grandparents always said that, like, they... I don't know if it's like a joke or... Like, I assume there's some story behind it, but... They say that there's some, like, dude out back named, like, Tim Bell or something like that. I don't know. But, yeah.
And he's doing what out back?
Oh, he's a spirit.
He's dead.
Spirit ghost man. I don't know.
See, here's the problem I have with this. If I died, this is not what I would want to do for eternity. Spend life in somebody's backyard.
Yeah.
Well, you
like
see,
eternity.
but that's the thing. Like like maybe it's.
This sounds horrible. Though.
Right now, it is somebody's backyard. But like, I mean, my grandparents built that house. But like, I mean, you don't know. Like, I mean, maybe, like, I don't know the story. But like, I mean, I'll ask my grandparents. Maybe they'll like actually have a story. Or maybe
yeah, but
it's just
why
like
do you want
to
to? So you don't really get to go anywhere. You just stay here and lurk around.
Well, I mean, I am no like expert on spirits, but like. To my understanding, they're not, like, they're here because there's some kind of connection that they have to, I guess, you know, the physical world that is, like, holding them back from going to wherever.
That seems like a lot of work.
Well, you know, happens.
I think I'd rather just die.
Well, you're gonna.
Die and be... Right, but I'm talking about just go. You know...
Go where?
Well... Not in somebody's backyard. I don't want to be in somebody's backyard for life or eternity or whatever it is.
Maybe you.
How do you finish that unfinished business?
I don't know.
I'd want to do that right away.
See, that's the thing. I don't know that much about ghosts. I just, like I said, I do believe they exist. I just don't believe that people see them.
I want to hang around till people stop putting the chew in their mouth and taking pictures or spitting.
It won't
at
happen.
signs.
McDonald's line.
Yeah, I want to hang around there and see if that ever dries up.
Oh, well, kind of on the same topic, but when I was a kid, I used to watch the TV, and they used to run commercials where it was like 75% of the world smoked, and then like I saw this one commercial like, you know, a year or so later, and it said that that 74% of the world smokes, and then they like made this whole big deal that it was down from 1% of what it was the previous year, and I was like, look at that.
It's a lot less.
75,
now, I think.
75 more years, and smoking will be eradicated.
What does that have to do with ghosts?
You had brought up chew.
Yeah, but that was more about ghosts.
What does that have to do with
Chew
ghosts?
is haunting.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to do here for eternity. If I've got to pick something to do,
Just haunt
that's,
people.
no, not haunt. I'm just going to stay here until they're done, until they learn better manners, until they've got.
Well, you gotta haunt those people to teach them better manners.
I think they know. Don't you think they know they're disgusting?
I don't think they do.
I mean, I think they do. And if they don't know that they're disgusting, somebody should tell them. A close friend should pull them aside and listen. Say, listen, you're a loser.
That wouldn't stop them.
No, but somebody should tell them that, at least so they know.
Okay.
I just want to let you know, you look ridiculous.
And you're not cool.
Oh, you certainly are not cool. And the people around you are even less cool because they know you're doing it.
I don't see what the issue is here.
Oh, there's
Personally,
issues all over the place with that.
I don't chew, but I know quite a few people who do.
Well, good for them.
I think it's fine.
I'm not telling anybody they shouldn't. I think you're missing the point. What I'm saying is you should not take pictures with that jammed in your mouth, and you should not spit in public in front of people that you don't know. That's just common courtesy and good-natured upbringing.
You see, but I think that.
I wonder if their parents were gross too.
See, I feel like sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes I feel like most people are just in their own world, and when they like spit out their.
But what
chew,
about the other people in the pictures? What kind of people are they?
Like they just don't. I genuinely think they just don't think about it. Like when somebody spits like chew on the sidewalk or something. Like I guess the thing at McDonald's that happened. I genuinely don't think they even thought about it. I think that they don't even like the people behind you never even a thought. The people in front of you never even a thought. This is just you got to spit it out. This is something you do every day, and you probably have for years.
Okay.
I just don't think that they care what you think, and I don't think that they even.
I don't care if they care what I think. I'm just giving my opinion for free.
I don't even think there was a split second where they even thought about caring what you think.
No, and herein lies the problem. I'm not worried about them thinking what I think. It's clear that they don't have much of sense anyway. So I mean, I could care less what they think. What I think. I'm just saying you need to learn over time that you're doing something that's disgusting, and maybe change your ways.
Well, I mean, I think there are a good portion of people who smoke, vape, and do all the nicotine products.
Here we go again.
That think
I'm
that
not
nicotine
saying
is disgusting, but they just kind of do it.
Do what they want in life. I'm not saying. Listen, people do a lot of things that are bad, but I'm saying don't do it. There are certain little moments in life that you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it at the speaker at McDonald's. You shouldn't do it in a picture that you're posing for. That's where the sense comes in. Do it behind the barn or something.
I think it's fine.
Think it's fine?
I think you should have a spit cup.
There you go.
So you don't spit on the.
I agree.
ground.
Yeah. And you don't realize that somebody's snapping a picture? That looks ridiculous.
Yeah, let's get it out for the pictures.
Yeah, there you go. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I think you're just trying to be disagreeable.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
It's wrong. It's completely wrong, and that's all I have to say about it.
It's narcissistic.
It's very narcissistic and disgusting and a lot of other things, and really should have your head examined. Probably some kind of lobotomy.
You gotta flee the country and become a refugee.
I believe they should leave the country, because I think they should leave the country until they know better, and then maybe we can let them back in.
When they come back, we'll chronicle it.
I think we really should. It just looks horrible.
Set up like a prison island.
Could you see
Ship them there for.
I mean, okay. Now let's say there's a girl who you like, and she's got a big thing there. The first time you meet her, now that's got to be a big turn on for you, huh?
Oh, I don't.
Wow.
I don't do.
That's a good-looking girl there.
I don't do the chew.
No. I don't think that the people in this picture do it. I think it's one or the other.
Yeah, but like I don't.
You don't have to do it to think it's apparently a good thing.
It's just one of those things. Like I don't know that I would date somebody who.
Oh, all of a sudden now. Oh, excuse me. Look at your highfalutin ways now.
I think it's fine. I'm not hating.
It sounds like it.
I don't like. I mean, like people who smoke cigarettes. I just can't. Like they just smell bad. Not the people, the cigarettes. I had to clarify.
So what's your point?
It's fine if your grandpa does it, but not your girlfriend.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. So you do care. But if you met the girl and she didn't have that jammed in there, you say, oh, okay. And then down the road one day, here we go, it's picture time. Put it in there. It's disgusting. I mean, here's the whole point of this. I hate to harp on this thing, but here's what I've come to realize about this. If you'll do that in front of a picture and you'll do that in front of a speaker, what are you like away from the speaker and away from the camera?
See, but you
must be a slob.
No, I see. I think the thing
total
is,
slob.
I think is like what you saw in front of the speaker and what you saw in front of the camera. That's just what they are every day. That's them.
No, that's cleaned up. They know somebody's taking a picture.
No,
they know somebody's taking that picture. At home, you probably have to kick your way in, kick your way out. Disgusting.
See, but like I guarantee you, if I saw that man in public, he'd have the chew in his lip. So like he's just being him.
But in public, he'd also have it down his shirt.
Maybe
that's probably a clean T-shirt he put on for that picture.
He'd probably be spitting it on the sidewalk.
Exactly. There you go. Don't you think he's messier in public and in private than he is in public?
Probably a lot of people are.
Yeah. There you go.
But maybe not.
Checkmate. You know what? I'm only going to bring this up for a second because I didn't know when you brought this up last week that this was an actual thing.
What?
About the bear.
Bear.
What did I bring up?
Didn't you bring this up last week? Somebody brought this up about would you feel safer with a man or a bear?
I think you.
Oh, I didn't bring that up, but I've seen it on Facebook.
A TikTok, apparently.
Yeah.
It's a question that's going viral on TikTok. Do you feel safer with a man or a bear? And the interesting thing is lots of women are saying the bear. That's what has made it interesting. So,
Yeah. I would not feel safe around a bear, and with men,
what does this question even mean?
the question was, if you were a woman out in the middle of nowhere in the woods, would you rather have a bear stumble upon you or a man? Because you're out in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, so the man could do bad things.
Right, yes,
Oh, there you
yes.
go. Okay.
And that's why
Okay,
a
well
lot of
that's take
yeah.
the bear.
I think I'm gonna take my chances with that man due to the fact that he's not gonna most likely maul
Like
me.
rip your back
Yeah,
off.
like bear almost guaranteed death. You're not gonna outrun the bear. The bear's gonna get you.
No, you got to know how to. You just say.
You can dodge and weave through the trees and get away from a dude.
I think if you stomp your feet and you say something like "Go away, bear," they go away.
No, I think the bear's probably.
Maybe
I think- no.
a black bear. I don't know about a grizzly bear.
I think I heard that somewhere though. That's what they tell you if you come upon a bear. That you scream at the bear. You go away, bear, and then you hold your hands up.
That's if it's a black bear.
See, this is the thing, isn't it?
Yeah, if it's a
Thank
grizzly
you.
bear, you have to play dead, and then they're still gonna kill you probably.
Yeah,
Oh wait, maybe that's in
grizzly
there.
bears
It doesn't
like
say
the-
grizzly.
as the name.
Isn't that a chew?
It is.
Does the guy have chew in his mouth? Because if he's got chew in his mouth, I'll take the bear any day.
My first ever pocket knife, by the way, was a pocket knife, like a tiny little one that said Grizzly Wintergreen on it.
There you go. But my point is, do you want the bear or the man?
Like I said, I think I'm gonna have to take the man because alternatively the bear's gonna eat me either
Okay.
way.
Well, just hope he doesn't leave a little piece of you there in his mouth. The good man or
I
the
don't
bear?
think I'll care. I'll be dead.
I'm gonna say
But people will see you. Maybe you'll have to stay there for eternity and finish that unfinished business.
for me, I don't think it's a simple answer. It could,
See? It's not simple.
It depends on the type of bear and it depends on the type of man.
No, I think.
Well, I don't think you get to know. I think
I
that's
think
the
being
whole
in
point.
the woods with a wild bear is a bad situation.
Yeah.
What's the man gonna do? I mean,
I could
honestly.
pick up a stick and crack that man over the head. There's a lot of things I could do to that person. I'm more worried about my about that bear.
But this is
True.
if you're a woman. You understand?
You tell me women can't pick up sticks and hit people with them?
Well, I mean, listen, there's a whole thing. Women aren't as physically strong as men.
I'm aware of that.
Well, I thought I had to tell you.
But all of a sudden, if a woman picks up a stick and tries,
Why are you so defensive tonight?
How about a knife, not a stick? Depends.
well, I guess you have to have a knife.
Listen,
then.
that man's going to grab that stick. You don't want to hit somebody with something that they might survive, because then they're going to get that thing and use it on you.
Yep.
Look, man, if I'm getting attacked, I'm going to hit you with
Like that big guy you were going to get. Now, your mom bailed you out of that one. You were going to fight a big guy
I
at
was
work.
not going to
Now, that's
fight.
like a bear.
There was never.
That's
a
like
fight.
a bear.
There was never a fight.
You called up the fight.
No. Well, I mean, I guess in theory, yes, but I never. There
In
was
theory.
There was never intent, actually.
What did
wanting
you say
be a
to the
fight.
man?
I will preface it by saying I say
No,
this.
don't preface it. Just say it
No,
as you said.
no.
He didn't know this. You said it this right to him.
I said, what would you do if I fought you?
There you go. Period.
But like at the same like I
Big,
said, at the same time,
350-pound guy.
I say that to everybody.
Well, he didn't know that.
I think he might.
No, I don't think he did.
I've been there for 4 years. I think he's probably heard me say it quite a few times.
No,
to
because
people.
it got to a point to where your mom had to come in and say there
Well, no.
wasn't going to be a fight.
Well, no, it's because he had previously tried to set up a fight between me and him, and it just never happened. And I kind of forgot that was a whole thing. And then when I said it to him, he was like, "Oh, is it fighting?"
You brought it back up.
See, so he would have been more dangerous than the bear.
I don't know. I'll put him in the ring. Put him in the ring with a bear. I'm putting my money on the bear 12 out of 10 times.
Okay, I don't know. He's kind of like a bear.
I don't know. He's
definitely dopey like a bear.
He's a big guy, but I almost feel like if I fought him and the ring was big enough, I could win because I just run in a.
Oh, see, there you go.
I could just run in
I'm
a
telling you, if he
huge
sees
circle.
this, you're making a
I could
mistake.
just run in a huge circle
You're
and
saying,
keep going, and then eventually he's
you're
gonna
get
be
clobbered.
exhausted.
Your mom's going to have to come bail you out again. You're going to get clobbered.
I think it's possible, but I wouldn't do it.
What do you think? So you're taking the bear.
It depends.
You gotta set some circumstance.
It is what it is, I guess. You know, I hate that phrase, but I mean, what else can you say here? I want to get to this topic because last week we did Tom Brady being roasted, and we thought was a little uncomfortable, and should you say personal things to somebody who's getting roasted? Well, now he's come out and he said he regrets the roast, not because of what horrible things were said of him, but because it had an impact on his kids.
Oh.
I think he's lying. I think he's a little butthurt. I think if I was a kid and watching my dad get roasted on national television would be funny.
He needs
What?
he needs an explanation.
Oh, okay, run that by me again. He's what?
Yeah, butthurt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, clear that up. What?
Upset.
Oh,
Angry.
okay. Well, gotcha.
But yeah,
He's upset.
He's a little upset that he got roasted on national television, and he was like, "Well,
He was the executive producer of this show. He knew what was going to happen.
But I don't think he thought it was going to be like that.
Apparently not.
I mean, I think he should have. I mean, if you watch any other roast, that's
So he
how
was
about every
embarrassed?
other
Is that what you were
roast goes.
saying?
Yeah, I guess.
Do you think he was embarrassed, or is he using his kids here as a ploy, or is he what?
I think he was just embarrassed because I think if it was about his kids, maybe he would have thought about that before he got roasted.
Well, but do you until they're saying such horrible things? Maybe you think they're not going to say such horrible things.
True.
Well, I mean, I also thought of it maybe as like a lot of people will, I guess, roast each other amongst your friend group because it's just like a hobby, right? But so I mean, maybe he thought it was gonna be fun because I assume he probably does it with his friends as per a lot of other people do. But then I think it's a whole nother thing to do that on a national stage with cameras. And
Well, he was the executive producer. He was there for this.
yes, I know, but I don't.
He could have stopped any of it. It wasn't live, I don't think.
Oh, that's interesting. Huh.
I don't think it was live. I think it was on Netflix. I think you had to order it up.
I don't think. I mean, I don't think it has anything to do with his kids. I think that he. I mean, like she said, I don't think that if it was really about his kids, he would have done it to begin with.
Well, like I said, how do you know what they're going to say? How do you know? Maybe you think they're not going to go after your personal life.
Have you ever
It's a
seen
roast?
Yeah, have you ever seen a roast?
I don't know. Maybe he was busy playing football or something. I think you might have
He has been busy
complaint
playing
here.
football.
I mean, you might have a complaint here that, listen, I did not realize that my kids were going to get teased at school. I did not realize that people were going to bring up their mother or...
Teased at school. How old are his kids?
Well, they're not 20.
I mean, they're not. I mean, the kid's like 15 years old. He'll be
Well, that's
okay.
they're in school when you're 15.
He'll be fine.
Well,
He'll be okay.
that's the worst age to get bullied.
He'll get some character.
I don't...
It could turn him into a narcissistic tobacco chewer.
It could. Oh. I'm not sure those people are narcissists. I think they're just disgusting.
Oh, God.
Disgusting and unaware of how bad they are. You know, why don't people see the flaws in other people?
I think they do.
Why would you allow that to go on?
Because you feel like you can't do anything about it, maybe.
Find somebody else. Move on.
So you're saying like the spouse or whoever
Yes, yes.
I think a lot of the times people
How
think
can you look at that and say, oh, that's...
I think a lot of the times it's easier just to say, well, we're already here. This is fine.
No. See, that's heading for a bad ending, I'm telling you. That will not last forever.
What if it does?
It won't.
What if it does?
It won't.
What if it does?
Nothing lasts forever.
I mean, you could die, but...
We're all going to die, so there you go.
Well, yeah, but I mean...
And that
it
won't
can
last
up
forever.
until death.
You know, the only way that will last forever is if they both have diminished expectations of each other.
They might.
They might. And that's a sad thing to say for both of them, is that clearly they can't find anybody better, so that's what you're stuck with.
I mean, I don't know anything about either of them, so...
That's the only way that survives, and that's what I would say. I would tell the person that. I'd say, listen, clearly you can't find anybody better, and this is what you've ended up with.
Clearly you're settling because you're sad and lonely.
Yeah, apparently you need some... Maybe he's got money or something. Maybe you need some money. Maybe you're lonely. Maybe you need some kind of lip disease. I don't know. Maybe you own... I really don't understand the purpose of it. But I'm sure they don't understand that they're in that position.
I don't
Yeah.
think it's that big of a deal.
Haven't you ever seen friends who are doing things that are wrong and they don't know that it's wrong?
Friends doing things. What's
Yeah.
wrong?
Like hanging out with the wrong crowd or dating the wrong person or marrying the wrong person. But you can't tell them that because they
Right.
think they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because a lot of times,
All you gotta do is watch this tape back down the road.
sometimes though, I don't want to say they have legitimate arguments. It's more so of the fact that like, a lot of the times the people that you were saying are like a bad crowd, or like the people you're telling them that they probably shouldn't hang out with, you don't know. Like they've hung out with these people, they're friends, like they know each other. You don't know them. So what if like you just for some reason don't like them?
I don't even know the person. In this particular case.
Yeah.
So there you go.
I think it was talking about on like a broader scale, but okay.
No, I'm just saying, if we're talking about zeroing in or broad scales, I make judgments on people that I don't know. I don't know Tom Brady. We're making a judgment on him. You made a judgment on Tom Brady.
As far as
You said he was embarrassed, or whatever that word you used was.
Butler, yes.
That's a judgment. You said, what's her name? Kate Hudson was nuts. You don't know any of these people.
So, okay.
There you go.
I think that the lady's crazy for saying that she can see ghosts. Yes.
You don't know her.
I don't even know who she is. I've never heard the
Right.
name.
Kate, Tom Brady? Know him?
I know Tom Brady.
You talk to him? Hang out?
I do not know Tom Brady.
And you don't know him. So the point is, see, Chris Pan, the psychedelic, and I know him.
I think it's more of like a you know of him. You interviewed him.
No,
but
I don't
like,
know of him. We've talked. That's when you know somebody. We talked for an hour.
Talk for an hour. You know somebody in and out.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. People aren't that deep. Do you think people think they're deeper than they are? I think they do. They think they're so complex, but really when you talk to them, like 30 minutes in, you realize there's not much there.
I do think people probably think they're deeper than they are a lot of times.
Now, think about this. Now, let's just go back to the newspaper here, where we started. Now, see, there's a picture of me in the newspaper, and there's a picture of Carrington in the newspaper, and there's a picture of Jimmy Hart in the newspaper, and I appreciate that. Now, think about this. Now, think about this picture right here. Now, think if right there I am with a big old chew in my mouth. Think of what that would look like in the newspaper. It would look bad. People would look at that and they would say, he's incompetent. He's a derelict. He's an idiot. But I'm smart enough to know that you don't put chew in your mouth before a picture's snapped.
Well, I think that's more so like you were on national television doing a professional thing, but he's just getting a picture taken.
Like I know,
This is
comb
a-
your hair,
Oh,
put on a tuxedo.
So you gotta look at the
You're going to be on national.
you gotta
These
look
are
at
the
the
things you
scale-
got. I'm
you gotta
not in
look
a
at the scale
tuxedo
of the
now.
things.
Hold
So
on.
national
I'm not-
television,
Whoa! Nobody's going to
Facebook
understand the thing.
profile
Nobody's going to
picture.
understand the thing here. Tuxedo. I'm not wearing a tuxedo now, but I understood that was the deal.
Mm-hmm.
I have my hair combed. I'm not crawling out of bed. You see, I'm staring at the camera. These are the things you need to do when somebody's snapping a picture. This fellow obviously is incompetent. See this? We're smiling, looking at the camera. 3 people. And little Jimmy Hart's even posed here. That's all you need to know.
Oh yeah, but okay, once again, you gotta look at the scale of the thing. So, national television, Hall of Fame, and WrestleMania, that's when that was WrestleMania, the Jimmy Hart picture.
Yep.
Okay. And Facebook profile
I was there.
picture.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
so
are
I
looking at
don't
that.
think the Facebook profile picture is all that big of a deal.
People are looking at it.
No, I don't
It's giving
think
me
they
a
are.
lot of material.
I don't know.
Well, I looked. I saw it. And was disgusted. In any event. I mean, am I wrong here?
I think, no, you're not wrong, but I think the chew becomes a part of like who they are. They don't think about it anymore. Just like, you know,
Ugh.
if you were an alcoholic or whatever, so many things just,
Detox. Detox.
that's the simple answer from the outside looking in. Yeah.
I just don't know. Your carpets are going to be very nasty. And you're going to have nastiness in your car. It's just a whole thing you don't want to do. I can't even imagine. Can you imagine taking that around to people and saying, I'm around? Like, let's say it's your mother. You know, here's my mom, and she spits. That's disgusting. Would you invite her anywhere? No.
I mean, I think they would because, well, I mean, if it's your mom, she's probably been doing that for a minute, and you're not even thinking of like you're just you're I mean, you don't even have to chew, but you're in her position. Like you've seen her do it a billion times. It's just another day to you. You're taking her everywhere.
Wrong. Anyway, here's another story that I like. This is a funny story. Apparently a true story. A guy bought a house for $100,000 less than what it was worth because the realtor told him that there had been a murder-suicide in that house, and that's why it was $100,000 less than what it was. Now, he's fine with this. So, he buys the house. He's fine. In the meantime, he gets married to a woman. They're married 5 years. And she goes to the store one day and finds out that there was a murder-suicide in this house. She comes home and wants to know why he didn't tell her this. And she left.
Wow.
She said, I ain't living there. And she leaves. Now, should he have told her what happened before she moved into the house? And is this sensible?
I think it's fine.
That's your answer to everything.
Yeah, but I think most things are fine. I think that, I mean, like, I don't see the issue here.
There was a murder-suicide in the house.
How long did he live in the house before this lady showed up?
I don't have those particulars. Why would that factor in?
Well, because if he's known that this house had a murder-suicide in it, like, and he bought it like 5 years ago, and then like this lady showed up 5 years later and then moved in with him, that's different. Because I mean, I'm not.
Don't tell her then.
I'm not thinking about telling her. I've lived in this house for 5 years. That like the whole thing with the realtor telling me that there was a murder-suicide, that's long gone.
Well, apparently people in the neighborhood knew.
Apparently.
It was on their mind.
The neighbors will always tell you.
Yeah. Would that bother you?
No, I don't think it would. But the first part of that is interesting. In Ohio, it's not a law. Like, if you're selling a house, you don't have to tell the person that a murder or suicide happened in the house, but it's starting to be case law. People are finding out after they bought the house, going to court, and the judge in the last few years has been ruling for the buyer, so people have been getting sued for not telling. Not disclosing that.
But it's my understanding that most houses that people live in, if you didn't build the house, somebody's died in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, houses are hundreds of years old.
Yeah.
So, I mean, most people die at home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So what is the big deal? You don't have to tell them if somebody dies naturally there?
No. But if it was a murder or suicide, you don't 100% have to tell them yet, but it's moving that way. People are starting to sue and when they found out after the fact.
So what's the difference? If somebody dies naturally or it's a murder-suicide?
I think people feel like there's ghosts, probably. I don't know. I don't know. See,
what
else would be the difference?
Big deal. That's what I would say. I mean, who cares if there was a murder-suicide there? I mean, you might get talked about at the grocery store, but
I don't know. Like I said, I have no.
All of a sudden, you got nothing to say.
I don't know. I mean,
should you have told her?
I mean, like I said, I think that it depends on the particulars here. If he has been like living there for like 5 years, I genuinely just think it didn't cross his mind to tell her.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what happened.
I bet that's what he said.
It's probably true.
Oh, you always remember stuff like that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm telling you, she asked at some point before they got married, hey, how'd you move here? When did you get this house? And right then it popped in his head.
I don't know.
And he said, I'm not going to tell her that.
When's the last time you walked into somebody's house and said, man, when did you move here? Unless you like had
people ask that all the time. When did you move here? How long have you lived here? And as soon as everything goes in your head about your background there, especially if you're marrying the person.
I don't think I've ever asked somebody.
I don't think she should have left, but I don't understand why you have to. Do you have to tell everybody everything?
No.
Apparently.
No, and not in Ohio, apparently. You can sue later on.
Yes.
But you don't have to tell them right up front.
Yeah.
Which I think is very interesting.
Yeah.
Well, this has been a fascinating episode. Have you had a good time with this episode?
Yeah.
I think these were very roundabout topics. Very potpourri-ish.
Potpourri-ish.
They were very potpourri. And we were chronicling what had happened here, because for some reason at the beginning I could not say that word. But for Matt Morgan and Heather Conley, this is Scott Spears for this episode of The Exchange, heading for the dugout.